Hello and welcome to the awesome TV show with Nikhil Taneja. I'm your listicle loving host Nikhil Taneja, and this week I'll be reviewing Netflix Binge-a-thon 13 Reasons Why. So yes, I was supposed to review Ryan Murphy's feud this week, but I need to talk about a feud of my own, and that's with Netflix. Basically, Netflix, you are ruining my life. What is with these insanely binge-worthy and addictive shows that you keep dropping out like flies out of nowhere, not having a care in the world that people may have weekend plans or a life? I literally had to cancel everything that I had planned on Sunday, including taking a bath, #no regrets, because I had to finish watching 13 Reasons Why. Why, you ask me? Well, here are 13 reasons why I couldn't stop watching the show and you wouldn't be able to either. But first, a spoiler-free synopsis. Hannah Baker, an American high school student, commits suicide and leaves a series of tapes explaining why she did so. There are 13 reasons why she did so, and each reason is a person. Nice guy Clay Jensen, who had a crush on her, receives the tapes on his doorstep and has to hear the whole thing to find out the 13 people who led to killing her and why he is on this list.
Settle in, because I'm about to tell you the story of my life. More specifically, why my life ended. And if you're listening to this tape, you're one of the reasons why.
Well, there was a plot and also reason number one to watch the show. It's so very compelling. Much like Riverdale, the show is a mystery drama about a death at a high school. But unlike Riverdale, the show is so much more human, complex, emotional, so very affecting, and so very well done. Number two. It's an exploration of teenage loneliness. I hate to use the term teenage angst, but I've been teaching at a college for 6 years now, and I can tell you one thing for sure. Teenage loneliness and depression are real, and this show is a fantastic exploration of the same. The great part about this show, if you're going through the same thing, this show will make you feel less alone, and if you're not, it'll give you a perspective on how some of your peers may be feeling. Number three, it's also got some very strong messages about bullying, sexism, and just mean-spiritedness. It's certainly not an easy world to live in today, especially for teenagers, and as this show explains, sometimes the smallest things you do may cause a butterfly effect and lead to a hurricane. Number four, it's not a show that's afraid to go dark. At its worst, the show may get whiny and annoying, but at its best, the show is deeply affecting and devastating, especially in the latter half of the series. Number five, it makes you think. The show is adapted from a best-selling book of the same name by an author called J. Asher, so the dialogues told through Hannah's perspective give you the feels. There's a poem that Hannah writes in the show, and it is so deep, man. Number six, it makes a point about social media. There is a specific reason why audio tapes are used in the show, even though it is set in 2017, and that is perhaps because in today's time and age, there is so much noise because of social media that you can hardly hear your own thoughts sometimes. So an audio cassette is a throwback to a time when life was quieter and much more peaceful. Number seven, it is so well cast. The series leads Dylan Minnette as Clay and Catherine Langford as Hannah are so perfect that you really wish they would have ended up together. But even outside of them, Netflix has pulled off another diverse, fantastic cast of brilliant young actors, with Alicia Bowe as Jessica Davis being the standout among them. Number 8. It's visually beautiful. The series is shot so much better than your average high school drama, or for that matter, most dramas on television. You'll notice how the intercuts between past and present are so beautifully done. Number 9. Tom McCarthy has directed multiple episodes. There are some ace directors behind the scenes of the show, the most notable of them being Tom McCarthy, the director of the Oscar award-winning Spotlight. Number 10. Selena Gomez is an executive producer of the show. Yes, even though she does not act in it, Selena Gomez has held the rights to the story of the show for the last 7 years and has ultimately ended up producing it. Number 11. The soundtrack. There'll be lots and lots of indie music for you to Shazam after hearing the lovely background score. Plus, there's a couple of songs by Selena Gomez herself. Number 12. It's so relevant. In the times we live in, where we are so preoccupied by ourselves, our social media identities, and our mobile devices, this show is a stunning plea to just take a pause and look around. Get out of your own head, be there for others, and ask for help if you need it. Number 13. It's ultimately about being kind. 13 Reasons Why is ultimately a 13 reasons what if. What if the teenagers on this show had been kind to each other? How would life actually be if we are all kind to each other? There's something really deep that the show gives you to think about, and it's about kindness, a philosophy even I truly believe in. So is it an awesome TV show? Hell yes, it's certified awesome. But why isn't it legendary, you ask? Spoiler alert, I'm now going to quickly summarize the hindrances that may come along watching the show. Number 1, as it is with all Netflix show, it is to do with the pacing. The show does not need 13 episodes and it really drags out in parts. Clay actually has to spend a lot of his time explaining to people why he's taking so long to hear these tapes. I mean, seriously dude, you could have finished them all in one night. Number 2, after a point of time, you get overwhelmed by the fact that so much fucked up shit is happening to one girl, Hannah. You actually start losing empathy for her because everything is so stressed out. Number 3, there are a lot of unanswered questions as well. Alex shooting himself in the head and Tyler being found with so many guns. Like, I get the point that the show was trying to make with Tyler, that in spite of being super mean to Hannah and resulting in her death, people are still unkind to Tyler. But I did not expect to see him as some kind of a high school shooter with so many guns. So I'm guessing there will be a season 2, but it's too large a plot hole to leave unanswered at the end of the season, especially if there wouldn't be a season 2. Number 4, finally, I'm just so bummed out that Jeff had to die too, and for absolutely no reason of his own. The one good guy, man. Come on. But in spite of these hindrances, there's so much to like about this show. So happy binging. I'll be back next week with Feud's review for real this time. But until then, तुम्हें क्ले जेनसन की कसम, share this video. तुम्हें इस 13 part review की कसम, तुम्हें Netflix की कसम, तुम्हें Selena Gomez की कसम, share this video. If you couldn't stop watching 13 Reasons Why just like me, then like, share and subscribe to the Film Companions Reviews channel over here. Check out all my earlier reviews over here. Do let me know your thoughts on what you think about the show down here. And of course, follow me on all social media channels on Taneja मैं हूँ, because Taneja मैं हूँ, mark इधर है.